that was fighting for gay rights, and people were killed.
Nobody was killed at Stonewall.
Nobody was killed.
Well, we've now gone another year around the sun, which also means a new set of Drag Race seasons have aired all around the world. To celebrate the holidays fast approaching, I asked you guys what you thought were some of the best and worst moments of 2025, so we can look back at some of the biggest highlights. But before we start, this video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that helps you stand out online. Whether you're getting started or trying to grow what you've already built, Squarespace gives you everything in one place. Your domain, a custom site, tools to grow your brand, you name it. I used to put off making a website forever. I thought it'd be way too complicated and time consuming, but then I tried Squarespace, and it was surprisingly easy. Their Blueprint AI basically asks you a few questions about what you want to make, and then it gives you a layout that already looks good. From there, it's just drag, drop, tweak, and done. And something that I didn't expect to love is the built-in SEO tools. Squarespace handles things like meta descriptions and sitemaps automatically, so your site actually shows up in search results without you needing to be some tech genius. So if there's something that you've been thinking of launching, maybe a project, a store, or a portfolio, take this as your sign to finally do it. Click the link in the description below to head to Squarespace. Start your free trial, and when you're ready to launch, you'll get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Now, let's begin. To start off, we're gonna look at the best Queens of the Year category. First up is Corey King. Very few queens have ever managed to dominate an entire year without even needing to win a season. Between her infamous cameos, her unexpected appearance on iShowSpeed's stream that only further added to the layers of the Corey King cinematic universe, along with unleashing sheer chaos to the lesbian community, Corey has literally managed to build herself up to being one of the current staples in the franchise's ecosystem. Then we have Bosco. What she was able to do upon her return was completely eclipse what her past run in the competition was like for season 14. The Bosco we saw this year had fully evolved into her final form. Not just was she showcasing perfect runways, but she was also doing good at so many of the challenges that she was presented, especially during her bracket. After all, she is God's favorite transsexual, so it's no wonder she feels so angelic to look at. Up next is Lydia B. Collins. This is the only queen on this list, and the first in the history of the franchise, to have competed on 2 seasons back to back with just months between the filming of season 17 and All Stars 10. When we first saw Lydia, she was this little alternative queen that entered the workroom, and in some way had been blending into the background. Yet when she did the Boogie Wonderland lip sync, it was literally the moment that changed the trajectory of her life moving forward, within both the competition and the outside fanbase as well. Since then, Lydia has proved herself as a really talented new age queen, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple years from now, she returned to All Stars again, but as a completely different person than we are used to seeing, because her post-show evolution is gonna be wild. Now we have Mami Wata, who went on to win the first season of Drag Race France All-Stars. Mami Wata didn't just do well throughout the challenges, she also carried with her this presence and aura that most of the other contestants couldn't catch up to. I mean, even in terms of her runway package in itself, there was looks in here that quite honestly deserved to be seen by more of the general fan base. Regardless, she ended up winning herself a crown this year, so maybe we'll see her on the next All Winners. Then we have Viña Deluxe's run on Drag Race Philippines Slajan Royale. Okay, so I have to come out and say that I am a Viña Deluxe stan. There's something about her that just has me so obsessed with her since the first time I saw her on screen. What made me remain a fan was what we saw her do on this season of Slajan Royale. Yeah, she was slaying the runway game, but the way she approached some of the challenges or her interactions with other contestants felt so unique from a viewer's perspective. Like, it was as if we were seeing a mix between someone being their genuine self while also being a machine for making perfectly delivered reality TV moments. I'm gonna start this petition. Comment down below if you'd like me to make a Viña Deluxe deep dive. Up next is Satine Greco, aka the Sasha Colby of Drag Race Spain. Her talent show performance, her runways, and especially the moment that she sacrificed herself herself has solidified her as one of the legends of the Spanish franchise. Next is Susie Toot. You couldn't deny that when it came to Susie, she was one of the main characters of season 17. She was super versatile with challenges, something that most of the cast was lacking this year, but her biggest standout moment though was when she went on to win the Lip Sync Lollapalooza SmackDown. Since then, she's had an upwards trajectory and is one of the biggest breakout stars of 2025. Then of course we have Paolo Perfeccion from Canada's Drag Race season 6. Look, some of you may say that it's too early for her to be on a list like this, but even though Paolo went home first, it was a travesty that should not have happened. Paolo had a personality about her that felt so engaging. Yeah, maybe she wasn't the best at competing, but at the same time, it was as if she had us under a spell where whenever she'd open her mouth, we were just living for it. And I'm calling it right now that Paolo is gonna be the winner of Down Under vs. the World season 2. Finally, we have Brigading, the winner of Drag Race Philippines Legion Royale. The first edition of the International All-Stars comprised of just Asian queens ended up being won by Brigading. This season was quite literally a battle amongst the Filipino queens, and Brigading really came out of the woodworks, being that she wasn't even a finalist on her original season, but off the bat was a frontrunner for Slajan, and was finally able to earn herself a crown. Out of this list of the best queens of the year, who would you pick to win the category, and who would you have added? Let me know below. Our next category is the best lip syncs of 2025. First up is Lydia B. Collins versus Ariete to Boogie Wonderland. This wasn't just a lip sync, it was a cultural reset, where all the stars aligned in a way that gave us this perfect setup of an episode. Seeing Lydia perform for the first time was like witnessing history, and the way that she completely demolished Ariete was the cherry on top. Then we have Bosco Show Me How You Burlesque lip sync from All Stars 10. Now, is it true that Bosco essentially used up all her tricks on this song and sort of plummeted her chances of winning the lip sync that came right after? Sure, but it was completely worth it. This is hands down one of the more exciting lip syncs from the list, just because of the fact that right when we finished getting a fun gaggy moment, it was followed with another even gaggier one. Next is the lip sync of Mami Wata and Piche to Cause the Garçon. Straight up, I would consider this one of the funnest lip syncs because there isn't necessarily any big tricks or reveals, it's more so the energy that exudes off both contestants. It's a campy song, and that's exactly what we got from each of the performances. Now we have Georges demolishing the All Stars 10 lip sync SmackDown for the crown. If you follow me on Twitter, then you know how obsessed I am with the way Georges performed in this finale, so I don't even have to get into it too much. It's just pure perfection. The next category is the best runway looks of 2025. First is Vina Deluxe. This queen had so many outstanding runways on Slajan Royale, which is no surprise if you watched her original season. Without a doubt though, this look that went on to go viral is by far the one that she'll go on to be remembered for in the future. It's one of those moments where while you're watching it unfold as a viewer, you get this air of magic. Because after all of these years, even if it's becoming more difficult for contestants to be able to impress us, since for the most part we've sort of seen everything that a queen can muster up, when we get a moment where a contestant walks out and actually gags us in an unexpected way, it's such a mesmerizing experience, and Vina deserves her props for it. Next is Suki Doll's Happy Festival look. Everyone knew that when it came to runways, Suki wasn't going to be disappointed. And while we did get countless showcases from her, this one has become one of the more celebrated. Also a quick shout out to Briggy Ding's Happy Festival look from this same episode, which was also a gag in itself and slowly set her up towards an upward trajectory on the season. Then we have Susie Toot's Little Shop of Horrors look from the season 17 finale, which was literally Susie's final evolution, and an official departure from the crunchy makeup that we had seen in the beginning of the season. Jewel Sparkle's finale dress from season 17 also makes it to the list, with many of you guys referencing it as one of your favorite looks of the whole year. Even though she had one of the weaker track records of the top 4, she still didn't hold back when it came to what she was gonna deliver in her last appearance on television. Finally, we have Nymphia Wynn's step down look. I think everyone and their mother were excited to see what Nymphia was gonna be pulling up with for her step down moment. And straight up, this is one of the best step down looks in her history. Personally, this might actually be my favorite look of 2025. Period. Let me know if you agree in the comments. Moving on, we have the category of most controversial queen/moments. These weren't necessarily bad, but they were to some degree polarizing and key conversation topics within the fandom. First is Ginger Minj winning. Once Ginger was crowned the winner of All Stars 10, it caused one of the biggest meltdowns of the year from the fanbase. Whether you were part of the people that felt she deserved it, or those that were mad at production for setting her up to win, needless to say, this is now an ingrained part of the franchise's trajectory in the modern era. Next is Arrietty being the villain of season 17. What makes Arrietty different from villains that we've seen right before her is that quite literally, it feels like she was cancelled off the internet several times since her season started airing. We've seen her make a couple appearances here and there on Mistress's channel or other podcasts, but for the most part, she's sort of become a ghost. So it's going to be interesting to see what she does in the near future. Do you think that she could have a redemption moment at some point? One of the shadiest moments of the year came from Mistress and George's stealing points from Carrie Colby and Nicole Paige Brooks. If you want to know my thoughts in detail about why this was so significant, you can watch this video I made a while back. It'll be linked below. Next is Siam Pussy's meltdown on Slajan Royale. There's not really a lot of context that can be provided here. Siam was representing the Thailand franchise on Slajan Royale, but for some reason, halfway through the season, when the queens entered the workroom, Siam had gotten critiqued by the judges on an episode prior for blending into the background and needing to stand out more, which led to Siam basically having this weird moment where she started shouting random sentences.
Because I'm willing to do anything because I want to be the cow. Did you see our pussy? I'm ready to win. That is me. New me. I'm happy to be new me. I love it. Love it. Love it. You ready for me? That is what you want to see from me?
Personally, while it was a little awkward, I still have a soft spot in my heart for Siam because I think a lot of her struggles this season really did just come from the fact that there was a huge language barrier. Regardless, it was a noteworthy moment nonetheless. Finally, we have the spray paint gate from season 17 that resulted in one of the funniest confrontations and murder mysteries of who ruined Lexi's dress. Spoiler alert, it was Anya Nerve, but who could blame her when Lexi's tarp literally looked like garbage laid out on the ground? Up next is the biggest gags of the year category. First is Corey and Lydia's kiss at the end of the Kiss Me Deadly lip sync, Yua Hamasaki pretending she won Slajan Royale on social media, Aja's premiere lip sync on All Stars 10, Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia becoming the breakout star of All Stars 10, and Corey King taking over cameo. Our last category is the best and worst seasons of 2025. In the best seasons category, the nominees are Drag Race France All Stars 1, Drag Race Philippines Slajan Royale, Season 17, Drag Race Brazil Season 2, and Drag Race Spain Season 5. Now, I'm gonna need you guys to decide in the comments which one is the winner here. The same goes for the worst seasons of 2025 category, where the nominees are All Stars 10 and Drag Race UK Season 7. I'll be counting the votes in the comments, so make sure you get your voice heard. And with that, we conclude the year 2025. I'm actually more curious to see what you think the best and worst moments of the year are when it comes to the Drag Race franchise, because everyone has a different opinion when it comes to this stuff. Plus, this is just a fun little video to touch base on the fact that so much has happened this year, and honestly, I can't wait for next year and get a brand new set of seasons to judge. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to click the link in the description, try your free trial at Squarespace, and when you're ready to launch, you'll get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I want to take a moment to thank my patrons. In the Elite Pink Squad, we have Matthew Burns, Gay Uncle, Sari Tish, Las Potitas, Cool Gal Nan, Jet Sam Adams, and Natasha De Leon. And in the Gay Squad, we have Lone Resident, Christine Gregory. And in the Green Squad, we have Cayman Rider Furry, Edgar Allan Pup, The Only Sean, IJS, Not a Punch, But a Keek, Jack Beck, Galeria Gomez, Sarah G, Scarlet Rose, Boiled Peanut, Not an Omelet, But an Egg, Max Whale, Dea, Dea, and Niall O'Hearing. If you'd like to see your name on the screen, you can support me on Patreon. The link will be in the description.